Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So, a pleasant good afternoon to all of you, members of the full estate, and welcome again to the office of River G. I'd like to make a little statement to the people of Liberia. Before I do, I want to quietly remember and sympathize with the tragedy and people who were involved, their parents, their family, in Boycharles County. Our heart goes out to all of them. Our deepest condolences to the family. And we hope and pray that this thing doesn't happen again, because this is the second time. We remember the incident with the Nico Ivanka. That was another tragedy. And this one, we pray that their soul rest in peace and light perpetual shine on them. Let me say greetings to the people of Liberia, and those of you under the first sign of my voice, for a brand new year. Oh, by the way, yesterday was my birthday. January 1st, yeah, so just by way of information. I didn't celebrate my birthday because of the entire world celebrated with me. And so I'm grateful. But we are in 2024, and I'd like to congratulate the president-elect again, the vice president-elect, for their steadfastness in holding up to the commitment they made to want to contest and win to have a responsible government in place. They have come. I always stated to all of you members of the press that I don't belong to the United Party. I come from the ANC, but I had to join the rescue team because I believe we had the same mission: remove this government for another government. That is why I became the adopted child of the rescue mission. And so I want to say congratulations to them for doing what they did, and I hope and pray that those promises they made with respect to roads, with respect to having a government of inclusion, be kept. Otherwise, this is no threat, it's a promise. We will go after them as well. Let nobody think that because we have won and we were part of the winning team, we will be lenient in our fiduciary responsibility as a senator. I also want to speak to the people of River G County, that I'm grateful for the opportunity given me. Others were in the chair before. I came and I took some of them from here. I know that someone will have to take me from here tomorrow if I don't do well. And so I'm reporting to them all of the past, the time I have to report. Whatever opportunity I have to speak to them, I will speak to them politically as though I'm making a report to them. So let this interview serve as same. River G will be hosting the National County Meet this year. For the first time, we are playing host. And I want to thank the Minister of Sports for giving us this opportunity, because we were in Lofa at some point last year. We had all of the difficulties traveling to Lofa. And while in Vonjaman, I called and told the people, it is difficult traveling to the southeast. However, the southeasterners are being asked to travel to other counties. Why can we not be given the opportunity to serve as well as host, so these other people can see what we are feeling? That opportunity has been granted. So we stand prepared to go on those roads again to get to the southeast and River G. River G, again, I say, will win this county meet this year. And I make prediction. I want to also speak to the issue of the Fuani brothers. You people were here the other day when I spoke to this issue, when we passed it as the Senate, and I told you people it was wrong. I was making my points, and those points are listed at the very point the president of our country is using to veto this Fuani bill. Let me say to you, the president in his letter is saying that he will return, he's returning this bill to the national legislature to rectify, to do it better, to close those loopholes, safety nets that we didn't put in to put there. May I inform you that this Forwarding Act or bill came from the executive to us. Ratification is not created by the legislature. It is sent to the legislature by the executive. And it is against our rule to even cross one T or dot an I when you are ratifying. So if there's anything that is not clear, you return it and let them correct it and send it back to us. In this case, it was the executive that sent it to us, so you cannot be asking us to rectify. I'll go further. Within the veto, the president said clearly, I hope I have it here. Let me make that one clear. Let me see that copy. The president stated in his letter that I find it prudent that a bill of such importance be tabled for the new administration to make a decision in the interest of the state. Here, I'm seeing the president nominating people to the Supreme Court bench. I see him nominating somebody to the LRA. These are major positions. Why can we not leave it to the next administration? I have come to that point. There's social justice at the Supreme Court in Mr. Nominee, in Mr. Musa Dane, who is the current Justice Minister. I think since we, as legislature, have a lame duck section, the president should have left this for the next administration. I am not convinced that he even consulted the next president in line, because then this conversation would have been different. We have a deputy minister at the Ministry of Finance, Development and Planning, in Mr. Samura Wulukori, who has been appointed to the LRA. When the former LRA boss, Mr. Tomodona, is still lying somewhere in India, waiting to be brought home.
Was brought home over the weekend.
In West Point?
He was brought home over
Okay,
the weekend.
good. All right, so thank you for the correction. But he has not been buried. What is the rush? Why are we rushing? Besides, this government has about 2 weeks to be in power. Let that position be there. There's nothing wrong with the LRA. They got deputies because these situations will present themselves. To want to appoint somebody in this position, yes, it is the prerogative of the president, but there is also necessity, there is also expediency, and there's the human side to it. With that said, I would think that this nomination will remain or should remain in committee room, as I was suggested today on the floor, until the brother is given a befitting burial, and then we can discuss a replacement. Not why he's still here. The Liberia Electricity Corporation just did some connections in River G. Fishtown has electricity now. After all this while, we were asked to affix our signatures to some electricity bill coming from the West African Power Pool in the Ivory Coast of some $9 million, where I stood in open plenary and told the people of Liberia that River G would not affix her signature onto this accord because only people who get good can discuss good plow. In this case, River G does not have electricity, and so we will not be a party to this signature, to this payment. That issue has been resolved, and I must say thank you, because we will give credence to where it is due and will condemn where it's condemnable. In this case, little lie is better than no lie. So while we press for more for other surrounding cities, we want to thank the administration for seeing reason to have small lights in Fishtown City. The roads remains challenging. We know that President-elect Joseph Newman Boycharles have always stated that roads are a priority. He spoke on the first 100 days that he will make the roads pliable. Let's get this thing clear. Pliable doesn't mean quota. Pliable means the car can pass, will face the car and will be passing there. Until we can have the time to put quota there to make it proper. Our people are not asking for too much. They want to be able to commute from point A to point B. I don't think that's too much to ask for. And so I want to wish the people of Liberia, our neighbors, our international partners, a very, very happy new year moving forward. May the peace and prosperity remain in the band with us forevermore. In Jesus' name, amen. So I will take a few questions and we'll take it from there.
So, the first question is, do you have problem with the president's veto or decision to veto the foreign side? When that was what you actually wanted, you didn't want it to be ratified by this.
No, the uptick out there is bad. The veto suggests that we did something wrong, and the president is rectifying it, doing it correct, and sending it back to us to correct the mistake. I'm saying he made a mistake. And when I say he, I talk about the executive. He made a mistake when they sent it to us. Apparently he did not see it or overlooked it. We saw it and said, this is not good. I called you people here, and we had a conversation. I named these very points, 10.8, 11.6. I named all of these things and said they were not good for the Liberian people. So now he has vetoed it and sent it back. I'm trying to make the record straight that it was his people who sent it to us, and we cannot add a pen or an ink to any ratifying document, and that is why we send it back. Now he's sending it back to us. So you people don't get confused. That's why I'm explaining this.
Do you agree with people who believe their objection to some of the nominees, like the Justice Minister for the bench on the Supreme Court, for a seat on the Supreme Court's bench, now as the Deputy Fiscal Minister, Samuel Wolokode, for LRA? Do you believe that with them when they say it is untimely because these people, we have to do turnover notes to the incoming government? And what if in the instance where audits are conducted and these people are implicated, but then they are being confirmed by the Senate, how do they go about? Do you agree with that analogy or scenario?
So that will be left to the wisdom of the Liberian Senate. That is why you go for confirmation. All of these things will be taken under consideration and they will be under scope, and we'll pose these questions. But at this time, I'm saying it's not expedient because we have a lame duck legislature. There are people here who will not be here in the next 2 weeks, but they are here to make that decisions. There are people who are elected who are waiting to take their seats. So in this transition, you are referred to as a lame duck legislation. So we will wait and we'll make sure the proper people get here. The proper president make those appointments, especially when the president himself, by reason of this letter, stated that you need to leave these important positions for the next administration. So why is he not appointed? So everyone will have their different reasons, whether it will be indicted or they will be investigated. But I think there should be an audit because in stewardship, you should give account of what you're taking care of. That is only fair. It's governance. And so whether they are confirmed or not, whatever they did, they will stay answer to that thing. Whoever was there before will answer to whatever position they are going to. But in this case, expediency will suffice for me.
Yeah, Senator. There are two concerns. The first one is about the county. You mentioned the county meet.
Right.
Your county should have hosted the county meet. I know that it's still ongoing, but it was, that process is still in line, but it was postponed. But I saw something very scary before the day before it was postponed. We noticed that the place where the game would have played, the opening match, was not prepared. The company that was carrying on that work in that area had not done about let's say 60% of the work there to complete the playing pitch. There was no playing pitch at the time the video I saw from there. That was just a day before the postponement was made. What's the update now surrounding that? If the incoming government were to announce a new date, is River G prepared to host the county meeting? That's one. My next concern is that the Liberian people have always been apprehensive about the Senate. Whenever there's something of such, maybe they want to depend on the Senate in terms of whether to confirm or not. But a lot of people, when you ask them, they are certain that the Senate might just confirm all of these individual staff come before them, except for some isolated cases where few senators voting against, but in majority, most of the decisions and requests from the president are accepted. What's your confidence, the level of confidence in your colleague in terms of aligning with what you said that you do not believe is appropriate to have these individuals appointed?
So let me begin with the latter. So our system of governance suggests that plenary makes the decision and plenary makes the deal. When I call you here, is to tell you that this is my position, even before the position is taken by the Senate. So you know where I stand, and I'm clear with the Liberian people. Look, if anything is good and we need to confirm it, we'll confirm it. Willingly, clearly. If it is not good, even if the numbers does not say that they should be denied, I will come and say to you, I did that vote, yes, because of these reasons. And so I'm giving you my reasons. It is a system of governance, it's not me. It's not me. When you refer to the executive, it's George Weah. When you refer to the legislature, you get the lower house, you get the upper house. In this case, it is the Senate because it's confirmation hearing. And so we will take that blame. In the end, when any of these people part, they will say, the Senate. They will not say, oh, Boycharles, I didn't vote like this, Senator Soigbe did the one year, Senator Dillon, nobody can go. No, they will say the Senate. So I'm giving you my position beforehand. But in this case, I'm certain that we are all in sympathy with these parents, with the parents of the deceased. We are all in sympathy with the new government to make sure they have a fresh start. And I think it is unfair, in my opinion, that this president, even who wrote to this very effect, will begin to appoint people in major positions, such as the Supreme Court bench. Can you imagine? That's a position for life. Article 86 of the 1986 Constitution says that, well, the latter part, that the nominee shall work at the pleasure of the president. When we appoint this associate judge, who pleasure are we working to? Parker did not appoint him. He's there. In this case, it should be, the opportunity should be given to Baka, so that he works at the pleasure of Baka. Why it is true that he's working for the states. The framers of the Constitution did not err when they wrote what they wrote. With respect to the field, I think your information is not quite accurate. There has always been a page. The page wasn't to the standard of the ministry or to host a competition, but that page has always been there. So we had to fence it, install proper latrines in there, and make sure there are places for people to sit and to interact. The construction was done. It started about a year ago now, after we made the first deposit to Chico. In fact, it's Chico who's facing it. And not because we chose Chico. They are the only company that's on the ground. You don't have to galvanize machine from anywhere else. That's why we chose them. So they are doing the field. The carpet is not in the country, so we can't put carpet there. But the other fields here, we're just playing Lofa. We're in Lofa. Lofa had to post on 700 feet to cover the rocks. But it was enclosed, and it was safe for people to go up and down. And so River G was prepared to that extent. However, I agree, we need to do more, because we need to put the carpet in and to meet all the international standards. There's not a press briefing booth that should be there by FIFA standards. So we are not totally prepared, but we are sufficiently prepared to host the county meeting. Yes, sir. Is that it?
Yeah.
So let me thank you again. And again, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Prosperous New Year to all of you. Thank you.
Okay.
152. Do the president.